the Sly Guy.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Sly Guy podcast. This was an episode of predictions and futures and fun and silliness. Mr. Butler's back from his tour in the Middle East, which makes him sound like some kind of war veteran. And in many respects he is, because he's got some tales from out there, some tales from deals with oil-rich barons, some experiences with wankers as well from all accounts. But it sounds like a great time that he had out there. It's great to have him back. He's tired, it's fun. We're talking about the Wildcat Comedy Festival. We're chatting with AI about life. We're answering your questions. And we're just overall predicting success in this week's episode of the Sly Guy podcast with me and my guest, Mr. Aaron Butler. Well, here we are once again. It feels like we have just slipped into a comfortable glove. Do people wear comfortable gloves? I don't know. Into like a nice pair of trackies. You know, your favorite pair, your comfies when you get in. You know, that's one of the things. I don't know about you. As soon as I get into my house, no matter where I am in the world, you know what I do? Before I poo, I switch over from my trainers into my girls call them my poo shoes.
Okay.
But they're a pair of like sliders and they're brown.
Yeah, okay.
And they're rubber and they're very comfy.
And they already know at a young age that those are your
They call them poo shoes because to them they look like poos. But that's, as soon as I'm home, I love that. And like, I don't like to wear jeans too much. I like to get into my comfy shorts or my tracksuit bottoms.
Yeah,
Sure.
I haven't seen you in jeans in a while. It's been a hot minute since you've been in the old jeans.
It's been a hot couple of months.
I haven't been here the last 10 days, but from what I heard, it was the best weather that we've had. And then when I landed back in Ireland, rain,
Yeah.
Sinn Féin.
You've brought it with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be disrespectful to you because you're a man that's been in the Middle East, but I'm tanner than you.
Oh, dude, but you know me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I may be in the deserts of the Middle East. I may be in the scorching sun of Dubai, but you best believe I'm wearing SPF 100 all over my body, face, ankles, you name it. Like I am not taking that risk these days. Like,
You're like an Asian woman, aren't you?
well, in what sense?
They don't like to get tanned.
They don't.
Oh no, it's a big thing in Asian culture. Like a tan's a bad thing. They like to get the pale makeup on. The whiter they can be, the better. They're like Michael Jackson.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, apparently so. That's a big thing in Japanese makeup for women, is to make yourself paler than it is to.
Is it a beauty thing? Is it like the more pale you are, the more beautiful you are in Asia?
I think it's seen that way. You know, I know I don't say all of Asia because that would encompass like India and stuff.
Sorry.
And that would be weird to be.
Yeah.
Wearing here face.
That was my fault.
That's fair. Listen,
Dave, I want to take ownership for that.
But you know what I would take ownership of? This sweet tan.
You do. And look, in fairness to myself, when I let myself get tan back in the days when I was younger and a bit more carefree, I used to get a lovely tan. I used to be Ricky Martin, golden brown, gorgeous, but I can't do it anymore. My tan days are over.
Is this because do you think that guy Brian Johnson is rubbing off on you? Is that what you call him?
I wish.
Is that what you call him? I love Brian Johnson.
I think you nailed it in one, yeah.
Because there's a few Brian Johnsons. Because there's also Brian Johnson, who's aka Liver King.
Is he called Brian Johnson too?
No, he might be Brian Johnson 1. I don't know which exact number. Like a weird doctors.
No. I'm Brian Johnson 1, I'm Brian Johnson 2. What? I'm on all the weird gear and fucking...
And then one on nothing at all. Apparently Liver King's never touched anything in his life.
Yeah.
Apart from everything.
Did you watch that Netflix documentary on it?
I watched a couple of episodes of it.
There's episodes of it? I thought it was only one.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I downloaded it for the plane, but I never watched it, but I do want to watch it at some point.
I think I watched half an hour of it then. I watched up until he ejaculated for the first time doing bench press.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said. The first time he came was on the bench press.
Shut up.
Right. He did.
So, walk me through the motions of this. He's on...
Yeah.
What age was he?
I don't know what age he was. I think he was a teenager, he said, but it was under the bench press. He just got it worked up and...
So he pumped himself so much through the bench press, which is mostly targeting the chest and the arms, that it surged all the way down into his... Now, can we also clarify, this guy did claim that he never took a steroid in his life as well.
Yes.
So, the validity of him coming from a bench press, pretty low.
I mean, I think there's a lot to unpack with Liver King, I think.
Yeah. Well, clearly, if he's coming from the bench press.
Yeah, but then maybe I think it might have been one of those things that maybe he just watched the movie Pumping Iron, which is one of my favorite films.
That's right.
It's a great... I have it on DVD.
Yeah.
It's in my drawer under my TV in my living room, but that wasn't enough for me.
No.
I just bought it on Amazon for keeps last week or the week before, so I can just watch it whenever I want.
See, it's convenience because you don't put the DVD in.
Exactly.
But back to our boy, the Liver King. If you were, what exercise, apart from the actual act of jacking yourself off, what exercise could you do that would make you most likely to come? Is it squats? Is it deadlift?
I think it would need to be something around like tightening your abs, or like, I don't know what muscle would be around tightening your asshole.
Pelvic floor?
Something like that, because you know the Zumos.
What's a Zumo?
The sumo wrestlers.
Oh, sumo?
Sumo, sorry, not
I thought you said the Zumos. That sounded like
No.
a kids' TV show.
The Zu- the sumo wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like, they are trained to like control a muscle in their core that they can like lift their balls up into their body.
No.
You know, yeah. So like, I think that like when I do that now, I get a wee tingle sort of in my beehole a bit. You ever?
I'm not going to lie to you. I attempted it there now, and I think mine fell a little bit lower.
Yeah, well, then there you
I
go.
went the opposite.
So I think whatever encourages that level of tension might, or one of those plates, you know, those vibro plates.
Oh, yes. Like you're sitting on a wee washing machine.
Yeah, because sometimes you're on a bus and you might be like, oh, I've got a bit of a semi here. Just go to the shops.
You do, don't you? Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, if you got on the vibro plate and did that one where you like thrust up with the weight on you.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Hip thruster, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that, but that would be quite a finish. Whoa! When you thrust forward. But yeah, I think it's hard to conceivably believe that he did that through a bench press.
Do you know what is a great idea here right now? If we ask Chat,
Oh no, here we go. Oh no.
what the most likely exercise is to Chat
Accidentally ejaculate.
what exercise at the
As a
gym,
man or a male with a
gym
penis
as a male would be most likely
to
to
induce
make you
ejaculation.
to induce
Yeah.
to induce an ejaculation. Now, ChatGPT never lets us down.
An ejaculatory response, did you say?
An ejaculation response. Let's see what it
That
says
sounds like a
here.
real niche band, doesn't it? Ejaculation response.
The exercise most commonly inducing an involuntary ejaculation or orgasm-like response in men, though very rare, is the hip thruster.
Oh,
We got it.
there you go.
We fucking got it. I nailed it.
The chest mice.
Other exercises would be ab rollouts or leg raises, seated leg press, and the last one it goes is deadlifts or squats under extreme load.
Oh, it is right.
And then it goes ChatGPT is clarifying. To be clear, this is not a normal, common, or something gym goers experience. If this happens frequently, it might be worth checking in with your urologist just in case it's a sign of a deeper sensitivity or nerve
Can you
condition.
ask what are the percentage chances that the Liver King ejaculated for the first time in his life from doing the bench press? Like, just give me odds on that. I want to know.
Well, let's have it speak. ChatGPT, can you hear me? Oh.
Out and clear. What's up?
ChatGPT, what are the percentage chances that the Liver King, who is the famous influencer bodybuilder character, had his first ejaculation from doing a bench press at the gym?
Honestly, the chances of something like that happening are incredibly low, like close to zero. While the Liver King...
Oh, okay, yeah. So close to zero. So I think what we've just done there, Mythbusters. Bow-bow-bow.
Yeah.
Liver King.
Bust the Liver King.
Liver King come at us, right?
Well, no, don't literally. Cause
Well,
not near the bench press, please, man.
you
No, but then
wouldn't like to spot him, would you? You're like, just one more rep.
yeah, he's like, oh, well, there's a sketch for you to do. Spotting the Liver King.
You play the Liver King?
You don't even need to see him. Just be like, one more rep, Liver King. You've got this bench press, and it just squirt.
It's just literally PVA glue all
Yeah.
in the face.
Yeah, and then the other Brian Johnson is your future guy.
Guy who, very vampire looking character, and is what I'm probably going to turn into at some point, I would imagine.
But two very opposite skin tone guys, the Liver King and the other Brian Johnson.
And both claim to be two elite health guys.
Yeah.
So one of them's doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for the paler guy.
But then I think what actually happens if you take the Brian Johnson 1 and Brian Johnson 2 and meet them in the middle, you get Brian Johnson 3, the lead singer of AC/DC. So that's a great combo.
Who knew there was so many Brian Johnsons? But
Brian Johnson's a very common name, seemingly.
Your tan looks great, so
Thank
that's what I meant
yeah.
to say. Yeah. Your hands weirdly look tanner than your face.
Yeah, I mean,
Like if you hold your hand up to your face,
yeah.
like there's two different sheets. And look, you look like a bird that's fake tan.
Yeah.
But has took the native's face off, you know what I mean?
Man, I just had a good time in the sun, you know?
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
garden.
Yeah. I have a bucket over your head, just letting the hands fucking get oranged up.
But
Beautiful.
It's
beautiful.
I use the SPF, sun protection factor.
What number you
I only use 15. But
Steve.
also it was in oil. So I just
Christ,
wanted to stand up.
That terrifies me.
I'm going on holidays in a couple of weeks. So
Where are you
I
off to?
I can't tell people in case they follow me.
Okay.
When I have a BAFTA guy now,
That's true.
I'll be hunted down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
guy.
But yeah, I enjoy. I need to get a base layer before going on holidays. You know what I mean?
Did you ever do the beds back in the day?
Back in the day, I did. Did you?
Oh yeah.
Did you do lie down or stand up?
Both.
Oh man, I like to stand up.
Right.
I always knew I was getting a good tan when I could feel that little bit of sweat coming down through my butt crack on the leg.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, it feels good.
Here's a question for you. How did you protect your dick when you were? Did you wear boxers?
Condom.
Yeah.
No, I just went in naked in that sweat.
You let the dick get exposed to the fucking UV?
Yeah.
Oh, Davey.
Yeah.
But that means your dick's getting old.
Maybe that's why it's grey. I don't know, because it's just getting hammered under the UV light. And you know what my memory of it is? Like my memory of the going to the sunbeds was, it's going in, getting, you know, those wee like stick-on things, the wee eye covers that you stick on your eyes. And I remember the two wee, like, it was like almost like handles you get in the gym.
Yes.
You would hold, and the song is, you know that song by Sonic? Love that feels so, and that's what gets
That's just on group in the sun.
and that's what reminds me of getting a sunbed. So, just sweat running down the back of my legs, listening to Sonic, which could have been the name of any suntanning place. You come to Sonic Sunbeds, yeah, absolutely. So that's where, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, they were the days. Yeah, I used to just like cover my wee dick with one hand and I'd swap hands.
Like MJ.
Yeah. Yeah. I would do this thing like every other minute just so I was getting like
Man, I used to go with my mate Darren up to Gilna.
share a bed
Of
together.
all places, we go to all the other beds. We go to Electric Sun, it was called,
Mm.
in Gilnherg. And then when I lived on Lisburn Road, I would have gone to Helios, whatever you call it. But I went there. I loved the beds, man.
The beds were a good time. I brought my friend Brian, who lives in England.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Rusher, and he was using the beds in England. And then when I brought him over here to use the beds, he said the beds here were much more intense, and he burnt the wee hole himself.
Is he the one that got like seriously burned? Because he was like, I got 12 minutes. And you're like, I don't know if you do.
He did like 9 or something, but he was doing 9 in England.
Yeah.
And in England, the sunbeds, just whatever he was going to, they weren't as intense. 9 minutes here near killed him. Like,
Like, you don't tell me it's like they retubed it and they like fucked him big time,
yeah, I think that's what it was. That could have been like, yeah, they're always retubing them.
which is a bad move.
Yeah,
And they're not very good at giving you the heads up that they've done that.
yeah.
You know, so you could go in one day and get a wee 6 minute and you'd be perfect.
Yeah, then you do a 9 minute, come out the quality color as wall here. You know what I mean?
But I used to enjoy that. That was a good time.
I know when you were, there was a time where you just were so young, you didn't give a fuck about wrinkles and like skin.
No, I think every generation has gone through a phase where something you're like, it's just good. It's no bother.
Yeah.
And then because it's relatively new,
Yeah.
down the line, they're like, it's going to fuck you. Like smoking, they're like, this is
Smoking,
class.
vapes these days.
Oh, that's going to be
People doing them wee gum ones, the ones that fucking the boys do, the zins.
I don't get that. That's one thing I've not been tempted to do.
You've been tempted
No,
to do it?
never.
You've never?
No, because to me, it's like, why would you put a little, it's like a tea bag texture in your mouth and just have it there?
Yeah, it is.
So what does it do?
Yeah, they say it gives you like a wee rush or something.
You know what gives me a rush, brother? Another day above ground.
Sobriety.
That's
Living
it.
clean,
Sobriety.
good living.
Yeah, listen.
When we did the comedians darts at the start, that's mad, I think. Was that the start of this year?
Not last year, it was, yeah.
Fuck me.
That was the start of last year.
Was that the start of 2024?
Yeah. Or maybe it might have been this time last year. It was definitely
Was
a
it?
long time ago, yeah.
It wasn't this. No, you're right.
A long time ago.
Fuck.
That's a sign of age, brother, too.
No, but you know what? That's scaring me at the minute. I've been thinking, like, our careers are moving quickly.
Yeah.
Like, when you think of years ago to now to like what's coming up, it's like it's mad. Like I'm looking at the poster you have in the wall, and that was when I did my special Africa, and I'm looking going,
I've heard, mate.
You've what?
I've heard.
I know you've heard. Yeah.
I've been bald for like 7 years.
Nah. Even the speed. Last time I was on, here's 2 months ago. So there's a lot. I have a panel show now. Didn't have that 2 months ago. Have a new car now. Didn't have that 2 months ago. Went to Dubai. Didn't do that 2 months ago.
I made it back without ending in prison, which is impressive.
Thankfully, that is good. Yeah. We did well there. You know. So it's been a crazy whirlwind.
But this is why I think it's important to enjoy the ride,
enjoy the moment, live in the moment, live in the present. Yeah. Even like you, I had serious FOMO. FOMO, by the way, I said there. Don't count from watching you guys play that football match the weekend.
Yeah,
a little bit of FOMO from the SLY Arena show as well, because I usually would have been backstage there, just having the crack with all the boys. But I was like, sure, I'll be at the next one.
I know. Like, what I think's funny about that is you're probably like having FOMO from a sun lounger with like a wee umbrella over you, SPF 50, in a full suit to protect yourself like a geisha.
And I went down the wrong way. But sorry, I'm really sorry to all the listeners right now, because you're going to have to hear me struggle through water clogging up my throat.
No. Which is bad. That could go. I mentioned all that. You're like, listen, life's going so fast, and then you've just died. By
all right. I'm back in the room now. But yeah, it's ironic because I'm in like this beautiful part of the world with beautiful sunshine, nice weather, doing gigs, having a great time. But I'm still looking at back home going, oh.
Yeah, I get it. Like, I must say,
go ahead.
It was a fun weekend on the whole. Now, and of course, it was bookended with the Wildcat Festival, which
I did make it too.
Really
that
enjoyed.
Was my homecoming.
But that was good fun. You know,
I loved it.
I'll tell you something. I was a wee bit at one point annoyed I didn't stay down and drink. You know, which again, I haven't really drank since we did the Bake Off, because I got completely blootered. It was I would say potentially the drunkest I've ever been in my life, and I hated it, and I had felt so bad afterwards that now I'm like, you know, I don't need to drink. I have a perfectly nice time not drinking.
That's good.
And then on the drive home from Buncrana, I was like, I'm glad I'm doing this now. I would have stayed up and would have drank, but Mickey screwed me.
He did.
Yeah,
screwed Nick. You know, he's like,
but you know, I'm over that now, and I feel better. The next day, I was able to do some stuff and.
Well, listen,
take care of the kids, go and see Lilo and Stitch on the bank holiday.
Yeah. Was it good? I was going to give you a recommendation of a Disney movie to watch with your kids, and I think it's the most beautiful. I think it's actually my favorite Disney movie ever. It's so underrated. It's like a like what the cult classic.
Right. What I want you to do is give me some clues and see if I've seen it and I can guess it.
Didn't come out in the cinema, really.
Okay.
It was in the year 1995. It was.
So it's an old one?
It's an old one. It features some great music. It's actually a bit of a musical movie.
It's not Fantasia, is it?
No.
Okay.
It features some key Disney characters. Mickey and Minnie make a cameo in it, but they're not. But they're not the predominant character in this movie. I don't think you'll get it.
Give me some more.
It's the story of a father and a son.
Why I give up.
It is the Goofy movie.
I haven't seen the Goofy movie, actually.
Was
it on take it's on Disney Plus?
You'll cry.
Yeah.
You'll cry.
I cried a lot of Disney movies.
Especially when you watch them with your kids.
Yeah.
And by the way, the reason why I'm telling you to watch this particular movie, it's all about the relationship between father and their kids. And oh, Jesus. But it's honestly, the music in its class. It has like you'll enjoy, because there's this main singer called Powerline. And Powerline.
Is it a character, or is it like the guy who voiced it?
No, it's a character.
Okay.
And he's like an MJ Prince style singer. And you'll love some of the fresh songs in it.
Like, it's called Powerline. I'm interested in that.
Yeah. But watch that one with your kids. And if people are listening to this at home, if you're looking for an underrated cult classic Disney movie to cry to, Goofy movie.
Well, the most recent cult classic movie we watched was Homeward Bound. That was a great show.
I haven't watched that one in a long.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
The old dog, Shadow, and
what
was the other one called? Chase? Sassy Cat?
I can't remember. It's been that long. Yeah, I need to rewatch it.
But like, I get sad with a lot of Disney films. Like, I cry at a lot of them.
What are some examples of ones you've cried at?
The one that gets me every time, probably my favorite Disney film, Coco.
Right, the one that's about the Day of the Dead.
The Day of the Dead, yeah. It always gets seen that one. But again, it's about love and family, and like it's about, you know, doing and I think this is important to people. The message is like the whole thing of the Day of the Dead is you have to put the photograph of your loved one up on the ofrenda, because that gives them the chance to come back for the Day of the Dead, and you can whatever. However, in life, if you say you relatives forget about you or don't put your photo in the ofrenda, you can't come back, and then you're forgot about, and then your family members die and you're gone. So it's about like doing something to be remembered by your family.
Yeah, and what I love is, as you're saying this, the photograph that is in my peripheral is this guy right here.
Oh, yeah, Vigo the Carpathian for everyone to just remember me.
You're like talking about bringing people back from the dead.
Yeah,
He's the OG Day of the Dead, that guy.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit though, isn't he?
Yeah, he was.
But no, that makes me cry every time. And then, like, not long after that, I lost one of my aunties, and it was all very similar. And at the time, I just cried. You know what I love? Moana. That's Matilda's favorite.
Yeah, it's good.
It's great. But Stitch was great. Lilo and Stitch yesterday, live action special.
It's a good one. I remember when that came out as a cartoon. Like, I was in Disney World at the time, years ago as a kid. Yeah.
See, it was one of the ones I never really got into for whatever, because I think I was probably a bit older, and it was weird if I was just. But then the kids maybe were a bit young to get into it, so.
Yeah, he likes Elvis, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah, he
like
does.
Dances and sings.
But that was great. Zach Galifianakis is in it, which is quite.
He plays the wee big alien, doesn't he?
The big doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was brilliant. And then you know what's getting a lot of shit that I thought was decent? Snow White.
I didn't see that one, but I enjoyed making the AI art of you as Snow White.
Yeah, that was very sexy. Very fun. A lot of people like that, but it was good. But then this is one thing it does wind me up about Disney films, and it's like a lot of things, even Disney, like Star Wars, which is now Disney, but any sort of reimagining of anything, they're like, no, it has to be the exact same story. But you're like, no, like this one had the 7 dwarfs, and they were just called the 7 wee guys or whatever in this. But then it was a different story, but I thought it was a perfectly good story.
What did they call the 7 dwarfs in?
Just the lads, like.
But it wasn't called Snow White and the Lads.
They just called
Snow White.
Snow White, yeah. And then people, this is how sort of pedantic people got. They're like, hold on, he's saying Snow White's nowhere near as fit as Gal Gadot, you know. And then they're like, oh, all right, okay, well, she's got good heart, mate. There's more than just being sexy as fuck, you know what I mean?
And then they make Gal Gadot the witch, which is fucking, you know what I mean? You're getting Gal Gadot for the looks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting it for the witch act.
But she was good looking in it as the queen, and then they turned her into the witch. I thought it was a good film. And again, I gauge kids' films shockingly off whether or not my kids have a good time, and they had a great time watching that.
See, the kids love it all. Like, people don't really, like, kids don't know any better either, though. Like, they didn't grow up with the classics like we did, you know.
Yeah, like my era was probably like Lion King, Beauty and the Beast. That was kind of when I was a kid. Aladdin, yeah, Quasimodo,
yeah,
wee freak.
Yeah, he was a wee perv.
Why is he ringing the bells when you get to LA? Like, what's he doing?
Yeah,
just sign on, brother.
That was his wee job, though. You know what I mean? That's their wee, like, you know, go do.
You know what's sly though? He didn't get with Esmeralda.
Does he? I can't remember.
Nah.
I remember, Joe, I went to the premiere of Hunchback of Notre Dame in Northern Ireland because my mum worked in Disney store at the time.
Oh, nice.
And I got brought there and all.
I prefer the idea if you go into the world premiere at the Notre Dame Cathedral. That'll be a lot of fun.
For no reason. Being 6 years old from Northern Ireland.
Maybe he's like a wee bit like Quasimodo in some regards. You don't know what yet, but here he is. Hello.
Is Quasimodo a Fenian?
Fully Quasimodo. Like, and I think that, like, nowadays, Quasimodo would be right into Esmeralda, because it'd be like, listen, doesn't matter that he's got a disability.
I mean, like, licking her out. No.
Well, I mean, I don't, maybe behind closed doors, but I think he'd be getting the lumber, like, you know, I think the two of them would get with each other.
I haven't heard the word lumber in years.
Well, I think
that's a dirty word, isn't it? Like,
lumber for sure.
You look like a real lumber guy.
A lumberjack, yeah. Beat off on a snog.
Yeah. But you're carrying wood at all times, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And there's no bench press inside here. But yeah, like, they just, like, basically the end of it, she's like, cheers for saving me, Quasimodo. You're my wee mate. And he's like, thank you. And then he scurries up to hang out with the gargoyles. So here's the thing.
He just gets friends.
You know what gargoyles are?
What?
Little, like, stone.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me they're sly or something.
No, gargoyles.
I know what a gargoyle is.
But my point is, like, I've been to the Notre Dame Cathedral, the gargoyles are stone.
Yes.
So Quasimodo's mentally unwell. He's like a schizophrenic as well as being...
He thinks he's seeing gargoyles talking to him.
Well, you know what he is, mate? Just physically and mentally disabled.
Yes, that
and
is.
that's not fair representation that they've done in that film.
Why?
Because he doesn't get with Esmeralda, he doesn't get the lumber.
Yeah,
And she's a Jippo and all. You know, in it. Or sorry, they call her probably something different now, like, but
yeah, travel. Yeah.
but no, she was a gypsy queen. Not Paris. Oh wow. So it's Paris Fury, the gypsy queen. Where's Hunchback of Notre Dame set? Paris. Boom. This is conspiracy. We live in a simulation.
But yeah, Buncrano was good.
Yeah, but crap, it's a lot of fun. What did you make? Well, let's give a wee shout out to the
Here,
Wild Crack Fest.
Number one, yes, the boys who organised that did a smashing job. It was class. Obviously, I was only there for that one night. You maybe did 2 or 3 gigs.
I did 2 shows. I did an afternoon and an evening.
Yeah. Now, here's what I'm gonna give you a bit of jip here at the minute, because when I was on stage emceeing and I was setting the tone for the night, you know what I was doing? I was being a good soldier. I was on the front line of the trenches. I was taking the bullet. I was getting the grenade thrown in my face because I knew Davey and Mickey Butler were on after me, and they needed someone to set up that ball so they could smack it out of the park. And so I'm in the middle of my shtick, right? Going well, everything's going nice. Fresh off a plane from Dubai, by the way. Jet lag fears me, right? I was doing my thing, and as I'm on stage, I hear a little giddy laugh from the side, and I go, oh, the boys are just sitting backstage, that's fine. And that's followed by a louder giddy laugh, and I'm like, these boys are really, it's hard for me to actually focus now on what I'm doing here in front of a live audience of 100-odd people. And then you were basically convulsing of snare, to the point where I was starting to get put off what I was saying.
I'm sorry.
Then I come off stage, and Dave, can you tell me why you and Mickey Bartlett were standing a foot away from me as I'm trying to do my job, do a good job at work, and you're being silly little guys? Go ahead, tell her.
Well, I was about to come on, right? In my defense, I was about to come on to a set. Mickey came up because he was there with his girlfriend, and he had to let off a stinking fart, and he didn't want to do it in the room with her. So he came up and he dropped one of the most disgusting farts I've ever smelled, and I couldn't go anywhere. I was laughing, and it was so stinking. And then what had happened was, I thought, I can't have him doing this to me. So I sort of tried to build one up myself to hit him with one back. Not only was mine stinking, but it was loud as well. So we thought maybe you heard it. I was like, so 2 of us are just up in the wings, just dropping stinking farts. And yeah, it was a good time.
Oh, I mean, there's people that sit at an office desk job all day, and then there's you two.
Yeah.
You're just...
Then you're on stage, you're doing great, everyone's laughing. I'm thinking they're not going to hear us back here or us giggling.
Yeah.
I was trying to be respectful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Listen.
But listen, in my defense, I was being disrespectful all day, really, wasn't I?
You're a very disrespectful guy.
Yeah,
I mean, for no reason.
But you managed to, like, the stars align and save me, because, again, this is the thing I'm saying. I planned to go up and drink this, and then when plans were changed, I went back into being the physique guy once again. I was like, you know what I'll do? I'll find somewhere to go, because in between shows, I had about 3 hours to kill.
Yeah.
And I think I worked it out probably wrong. It was about 2 in the end.
Yes.
But I found a place that fitted my needs for what I wanted, which was a place to work out now. So I did straight on to the email, found an email for this place, sent them an email. Listen, I'm doing this comedy festival in between shows. Can I pay to get a day pass to your gym and your spa? Ghosted. Went on Instagram, DM'd them. Exact same, copy and pasted message. Can I get a day pass to use your gym and spa? No response. I ring you being like, man, where are you? Because I'm thinking I'm not getting to get to the gym here. So we'll go, we'll hang out. And you were up there. Where are you? Stay in this hotel. You were in the exact hotel that I had. And then you were like, here, listen, just come use my room key.
Yeah.
I'll get you into the gym and spa. Now, as it transpired, the spa was shut down in the day. Sad. Which is wrecked. But then we had the gym. But the showering facilities in the actual spa weren't great. So, I mean, I think I probably rudely said, let's just shower in your room.
Yeah, you insisted.
Yeah.
You're like, here. I think the words out of your mouth were, it's all good, I'm just going to shower in your room.
And you're like,
I was like, I guess you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fair enough.
Yeah, so we did that, and it was great. I went in, got a good pump. I didn't ejaculate. I did the bench press. You know, got myself feeling good before the show. Then, again, we got mugged a bit because the people organising it had booked a table in a restaurant. Weirdly, for me and Rachel McPeak, of all people.
Yeah.
She was at the early show, but then she was going. So I was like, but I didn't get to ask where this restaurant was, so we couldn't go. So we went to look at another restaurant, then went to a pizza place, then a burger place. Then we're like, Subway? Went to Subway.
And the Subway was good, to be fair.
It was nice.
Now, took a bajillion years to get made. The workers that were working there, I've never seen a subway get made slower in my life. I was like,
you know
this
what?
is mad.
But maybe they're the sort of people in life that are just living it. You know?
I mean,
they're living in the moment.
look, here's what we gotta give them credit for. They didn't get the order wrong. They didn't make any fuck ups. It was a nice subway, and maybe because they took their time with it, it came out better. But on the flip side of that, woof, five, and there wasn't a queue. There was like one person in front of us.
Yeah.
And it took.
But also they snuck in front of us because we tried to be respectful and use the technology.
Yeah.
This family just were like, nah, fuck it, old school. And I wish we would have done that. Now again, I had to like help the subway worker or the sandwich artist, is that what they're called?
Sandwich artist.
Do their job, because I asked her, we thinking meatballs, good protein. And then she just put the meatballs in, put the lid on. I was like, no. Because like normally at home, like in the home subway, I'll maybe get a wee bit of cheese on there.
Yes, spring.
Maybe a wee bit of Southwest sauce, maybe some jalapenos.
Yes, lovely pronunciation.
But in there, I just got cheese because I'm like, you know what? I think it's too much hassle for you to do anymore.
It'd have took another hour
Mhm.
if you had asked for 2 jalapenos in that little tub. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been an issue.
Yeah, we wouldn't have made the gig if
No.
that was the point.
But made the gig.
Made the gig. Great gig.
Great venue. Very Trump with you there. Good gig, great gig.
Great. One of the best gigs I've ever seen up there.
But it was a really good thing, and for a new festival, I thought it was
Smashes. You would have thought it'd been running for years. It was so smooth.
and I hope that this is now an annual thing.
Yes.
And next time, what we'll do, I think what we should do is get a wee Airbnb somewhere,
That'd be nice.
and then I'll have a few beers, you know, whatever.
Look, the beer
Hopefully
guy's going to
good.
be coming back in a few weeks.
Yeah, the beer guy.
You know what's happening in a few weeks?
Oh yeah,
Big stag do for certain someone. So the stag and the beer guy's got to be back on top form.
Terminators on Stag, like so.
Yeah.
Man,
Will it have straightened out by then?
I hope so, because you know what, I love him, but it's just not a good vibe for him. Like, is it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how he feels like. And then
I feel, and I love him, but I feel he looks like a character in Mrs. Brown's Boys or something. Like, I feel like that's not. I feel like they've made like I feel like he's playing, like if you cast him in something, it'd be the guy who's 40 but's trying to be like 18 again, and I'm like, don't worry about
he's
it.
like a video game character, and you don't have enough credits to get him a different hairstyle, and you just sort of have to go for the default hairstyle that they've given you in the game.
Yeah,
And you're like, his clothes look good, face dead on, but I just need to keep playing left. Is the kid that hair straight?
but also he is in the habit of doing this face that, like, he's like, what do you think of my hair? I'm like, well, when you do that face, it does look like. But see, when like people have a perm, I think you need to do the perm hands. You know, like all the guys that have perms now do. It's like wrist hands.
Oh yeah, okay.
He needs to give one of those creepy things.
But I think what's happening is the perm is tightened so much on his head that he can only do that face when he smiles. I think he can. I think it's like Botox.
Like that dude in Snakes, is it from The Simpsons? Like the
Yeah.
hair's possessing him.
Yeah, exactly. He's no longer Andrew now.
Who is he?
He's Andre.
I nearly went perm Drew, and that would have been the worst.
Oh, I mean her after Patty.
Yeah, I was on a level. Right. Andrew Perm Drew.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, I've
No, his name's Ryan. Why did he call Andrew Perm Drew? Fucking stupid. Yeah, Andrew Perm Drew Ryan. There.
yeah. I'd say he's more of an Andre now. That's his.
Yeah, Andre.
Yeah, he's like Andre.
You know what he needs to do next? He's done the perm.
Heads.
He needs to grow it out with a Jerry curl. Like a proper NWA. Just a perm Jerry curl.
Yeah. No, he needs to be Peter Andre next. Just get the full blonde dreads happening.
Peter Andre, like, I don't know, people like that Peter Andre film that
If that came out 20 years ago, it'd be the best
Yeah.
comedy film ever, probably.
but also I think that the controversy that's gone all around with it has been the best publicity for it.
Yeah.
Like, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have seen it.
Is it in? Have you seen it?
No.
All right.
But I wouldn't have heard of it or anything about it.
sorry. Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna watch it.
Is it coming out in the cinema?
Well, I don't think so, but it'll be there somewhere. It'll be on the streamers.
Yeah, we probably should make an
Yeah.
episode of that.
Just watch Andre.
Yeah. That'd be good.
I mean,
Um,
each their own. I think it's fair play.
but yeah, Buncrana was nice.
But Grana's in like a nice wee spot as well.
Yeah.
And the pubs look good there. I actually thought it would be a good venue for an over 40 stag do. You know, where you're not looking to get loose and really wild.
Is that not what Andrews is, kind of? No.
Well, we're
It's
still,
touching it, like.
we're still getting the below average people and the strippers. So we'll not worry about that,
Okay.
you know.
Took me a second to call on what you were talking about.
You know, but you know what? I am only joking because he did genuinely phone me in the week, and he is really stressed out about it.
No one is more stressed about that stag do than Andrew Ryan, and he hasn't, you know, look, it's our faults in some ways because we're comedians. We joke, we have a laugh, we say silly things that we're going to do, and we're not really meaning it, but we forget that Andrew takes everything quite literal.
Perm Drew,
Andre takes everything quite, especially new Andre, takes it quite literal. Like the hair on his head, if you tell him you should get a perm, he'll take that advice and he'll go get the perm. But what I'm saying is, we joked about strippers, we joked about silly stuff, whatever it is, you know, fucking
hand jobs.
I was gonna say handcuffs.
All right,
and hand jobs.
Yeah.
Which, look, here's the type of thing, I could literally make a joke at Andrew and go, yeah, mate, the devil's gonna show up with his arsehole out and rub it in your face. And for the next 6 months, Andrew will phone me terrified that the devil's gonna show up in his
All you need to do to him is this: just look at him, and if he's like, "Well, how's the stag?" I have a terrible accent.
Yeah.
Well, how's the stag going? You just go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's the easiest person to push his buttons. Like, he's always like a wee bit on edge.
But you know what? What I would always say to anybody out there, be like, listen, if you're worried about the stag, you're having anxiety about it, don't get married.
That's true. Yeah.
You were the one. You decided.
You came to the Stag Brothers.
Yeah.
You came to the Stag Fathers on the day of your announcement.
On the day of your daughter's wedding, down to us and looking for the strippers in the. Do you know what? Listen, I would say I am. I'm like, you know, a member of the England team that won the World Cup in 1966. Like, people are like, what's this old guy? Why are they always rolling this old guy out? And I'm like, listen, I have service duty on Stag. I've been on many a Stag.
Yes.
Been there, done that. I've technically retired. I'm like Ric Flair in his retirement match.
You keep coming back weirdly. You're in like the TNA leagues now.
But like, I retired on Shane's Stag, do a big announcement and everything with you.
I have the video.
Blocked in a kebab shop.
I have one of those videos of you blocked in a kebab shop, retired from the Stag. I think you had a bald head at the time too.
No, I was hairy.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I was going bald though, obviously.
Yeah.
But but you know what? Did I take my shirt off and hang it up? Or did I hang something up?
You might have.
Leave my boots in the kebab shop.
There's a few videos you sent me. There was one I took of you outside the kebab shop, being Ric Flair, doing the dance and everything. And then there was just another one of you just in the toilet on your own, just like telling me you're retiring again.
Yeah.
Just all sweaty.
Do you know what happens?
You come out retiring.
Sometimes.
Like Tyson Fury, he's like, I'm retired from boxing.
Yeah. I've retired from boxing, but I'm back.
Yeah.
And I get knocked out again.
That's it. Yeah, you will get knocked out again.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like this one now, the last Stag that I was on since my retirement, the one that I was on after I went to Yoga.
Oh yes.
And you know what? Pretty civil. There was a point though where I was in like a Wes Anderson movie. Like, I was in this, like, the Civic Centre in Newcastle city centre, and there was a whiskey tasting convention. I had to poo, so I went down to these toilets, and it was like something that must be made in the 60s or 70s. We were very Wes Anderson looking, and I was just sitting in the toilet, and I remember, like, obviously the building wasn't swaying like a boat, but I was banging off each side of the toilet like this, so I was like, blitzed.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to be like, I'm going to hydrate here, I'm not going to drink anymore.
Good man. Just straight on the water then.
Old Stag me would have done something else.
More shots.
Big carnage.
Yeah.
You know it was bad form in that particular Stag as well. I'm going to call a friend of mine out here. After that moment, it's like, I'm going back to the room here. I went back to the room, stopped in at a wee corner shop, got a big 2 litres of water, a banana, and a couple of croissants for me and the guy that I was rooming with.
That's beautiful.
Went home. He ended up coming back next. We were the only two who didn't end up in a place of ill repute. And you know what the downside was? There was a guy who was supposed to be on the Stag. He was in the Stag group from the start. And he didn't leave the Stag group, or he wasn't taken out of the Stag group.
Per form.
Yeah, per form. And he didn't go. You know what he did? All the chat going on in the Stag group, videos and stuff, people out to all hours, blocked, running around the town. He told the wives about it. And you know what that should have been to me? Excommunication forever.
Absolutely.
Excommunicado, my friend.
Do that.
Disgrace.
That's not cool.
It was bad form.
You know what I mean? Guys got to be guys.
And no one did anything wrong.
No.
But there's still questions to answer because of his behaviour.
Bring him to court. I think is the only, you know.
I think so.
And you should be jailed for that.
You should be barred from all stag activities. You should be like, listen, any other stag in this group of friends,
You
you're
have
out,
to
brother.
on hand do's only now.
Yeah.
With the women, because you're a big Jenny Ann.
What are your views on that?
Jenny Ann's?
Yeah. No, what are your views on, like, it definitely seems like a more modern thing to do, like a conjoined hen and stag.
The stan or the hag do. That is what they're called, stan and hags. Yeah. I don't know.
Can I say, what? Physically, I feel sick.
About it?
Mm-hmm.
Or
You've
just
told me
in general, man.
That you've told me, yeah, because I took my job last night, but also you told me that is like a known thing. Like,
Yeah.
not only has someone done it, but it's an accepted thing. Like, that's into the.
What about gay and lesbian couples just doing like one hen?
No, not at all. Oh, sorry, I just thought you meant
Yeah.
in general. No, I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Um,
Because my aunt, she got married and they had a wee just conjoined hen do because there was two of them. They all had the same mates and all anyways. That's different, isn't it?
no, because technically I'll never view that as a proper marriage anyway. So
Okay,
it doesn't
me
mean it's
neither,
fine,
to be fair.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm only joking, but
Nah.
I mean, I do think, like, you know what, being married is great. Like, getting married is great. That whole process of getting married is fantastic. Well, ideally for most, once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
But as part of that, you have to have your separate thing from the person you're getting married to. You can go out with your mates. Like my wife, I'm pretty sure had like dicks about her.
What do you mean she had dicks?
Like they went. Now this is the
On her hen, you mean?
yes. There's double.
Oh, right,
there's,
okay.
there's double standards because like
Pleasure boy style?
there was a naked guy just walking around with his dick out, like, and he just had an apron on, but it's cock underneath it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he was doing, like the dishes or something, but he was there with a dick out, and the girls are all like, "Hoo hoo!" I know he rented a house. You know what I mean? That's fine. You know, fair play to them, work away.
Yeah, exactly.
But then if the word got out the way, had gone to a place of ill repute or something, oh, I'd be in the doghouse.
I enjoy that
You know?
call it a place of ill reputing. You're not just calling it a strippers. A place of ill repute.
It is what it is. But I think you need that getaway. Now, if you're saying that your aunt has a similar group of friends, you know what she should be doing? Going away on her hen do with her mates and leaving her missus at home, and then her missus should have a hen do with the same mates, maybe.
Okay, so
You know?
two hen do's, yeah. Wasn't like that. It was more like we family members and all, like my mate and all there.
Well, that's wicked, isn't it? Like, that's wicked.
Here at lesbian stag do's or lesbian hen parties, do they have like a wee girl around an apron with her dude just under it?
I mean, maybe, I don't know, like,
I mean, maybe.
yes, maybe with strap on. I don't know.
But no, if you're lesbian,
I don't understand that, because strap-ons are a weird concept to me.
well, they're very phallic. Strap-on's
Yeah.
basically
It's a fake dick.
it's fake dick. It is, isn't it?
I need to ask an expert in strap-on activity.
Who would that be?
I don't know. Well, ask what the deal is with strap-ons to your wee mate.
The ChatGPT?
Yeah. Just be like, what is the deal with strap-ons?
Do you want me to say it like
Yeah.
literally Jerry's
Like,
Seinfeld?
that's exactly-
What's the deal?
But
Do
now,
I have any strap-ons?
but I think you need your time. You need your wee, like, just stag is your class, aren't it?
ChatGPT, what's the deal with strap-ons? Did you hear me?
Dead.
Oh man, my ChatGPT's dead.
Oh no.
He's he in there? Hello.
Get it. Wake him up. Tell him you're on duty, brother.
Man, I do. That's not like him. I blame that 1L studio Wi-Fi. God damn it. God damn it. But yeah. Good to be back again, mate.
Yeah. So Dubai.
Oh, bud. Oh, buddy.
Tell me all about it. First of all, what was it that brought you there? What were you over for?
So would you believe our good friend Michael Bartlett was meant to be out there, but then in a shock chain of events, double booked himself, and it was over the time of when Tea With Me was happening. So he asked if I could do it and fill in, and I was like, I looked at the calendar, looked at the schedule, and thought, here, it just seems to work. Let's do it. Fuck it. Why not? So it was 10 days, 15th of May to 25th of May. It was a run of gigs. You have a few days off in the middle. And yeah, it's just a nice time. So that is how that all came about and how I ended up out there doing comedy in Dubai.
And have you been to Dubai before?
One time a few years ago, yes, I enjoyed it. It was good.
Business or pleasure?
both. Like,
Yeah.
had 1 day of work doing, and had 3 days of just water park activity. And that was in November. In the November time, it was lovely temperature. At night, it gets a little bit cooler, but still very manageable. May? Oh, fuck. It was the hottest May in Dubai ever, this May, that just passed. 44, 45 degrees most days. Like, and Dubai, have you ever been to Dubai?
No, I would be honest, it's somewhere on paper that doesn't titillate me. It's not somewhere I'd be like, I have to go there.
It's a weird place, like, because they say, oh, this is all the oil money and blah, blah, blah. But then the real oil money is in, like, Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
It was like my preconceptions of it. I feel like there are certain places, and I think it's in me to be a contradictory individual. Like, I don't like to do things if I think it's just naff and everyone does it.
Yeah.
So, like, when everyone watched Game of Thrones, I'm like, nah, I'm not fucking watching it.
Yeah, I was sort of the same.
And then I watched it. It was fine. But I feel like Dubai to me is like similar to Vegas in many respects. And like, you have to go to Vegas. And I'm like, all these fucking cheap, boring idiots go to Vegas because they don't have a personality of their own. I feel like same Dubai, a lot of people go there just to like get photos and be like, I've been in Dubai. Like, the only way is Essex people. It's very influencer heavy. And I'm like, you know what? I like a bit of history. And I know this has just been built up to be... It's a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah in my eyes. It's been built just bespoke for what, the people, their desires can be catered to,
Yeah,
And
weirdly, they don't, cartoons are banned there, which is strange. Like, they don't like the Flintstones out there, but Abu Dhabi do. Huh?
Don't do that to your cousin.
Huh? Abu Dhabi do.
Yeah.
No, they love cartoons out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying was, it's almost like they have accumulated a bunch of money, and then AI generated a city. They're like, what would America look like if we made it in the desert? And well, I know Vegas out there, but you know what I'm getting at. They were basically like, and so there's just a bunch of random massive buildings in the middle of fucking nowhere, and then they're constantly building and constructing, building it out. It's a mad wee place, like.
And do you do any activities that you couldn't do here? Any activities are like, you could only do that in Dubai?
No. I went, but then again, it was one of those ones, there was theme parks and stuff I could go to, but because it was so warm, I was like, fucking, nah. I was like, I'd rather just stay indoors, go to malls, go to wee coffee shops, go to sit by the pool, do some writing, do some admin work on the laptop, go to the gyms in the hotels, do a bit of workout. That's all I basically did with my time. I kept it.
Do you know what? That's also a nice time.
That's lovely.
To just, to work on you. Just feeling good, having a bit of you time.
That's exactly what I did. I did that. I met some other local comedians out there.
Dubai comedians or ones from here that are there?
Dubai comedians, but Dubai comedians is a weird term because the comedians who are operating out in Dubai are from like all over the world. There's people from Iran, there's people from India, there's people from like England and stuff like that. So like
all the big hitters.
Yeah, but Dubai is like that in general. Everyone is from everywhere around the world. People from Poland, Sweden, Philippines.
So it's like a melting pot.
Yes, it's exactly. Yeah. Dubai's a melting pot of every culture of the world.
So there's an old film, The Journey to the Center of the Earth. Would you describe Dubai as like that's the center of the earth, which is everyone, it's all immigrants and all mixed together?
Yep, I would. And it's funny because the English people out there who've been there like 20 years or something are all like, you're like to them, oh, do you ever go home, mate, and go back to England for a bit? And they're like, yeah, I go back every summer, and it just doesn't look the same anymore with all the different people in England now. And you're like, what do you think you're doing out in Dubai? Getting to Dubai, people are looking going, oh yeah.
People don't see that though. They don't see the irony in that.
I know. I know.
Like, that's a big complaint in like Spain and all. There's too many Spaniards. I'm like, really? It's just, really? They know all these bargain Brits abroad. By the way, great show.
Bargain Brits Abroad?
Oh yeah.
Hadn't seen it.
Love it. You could look at it and just go,
yeah, okay. Did I tell you about the fabulous gay guy I met at the gigs?
No.
I'll show you a photo.
Now, can I ask, did he tell you he was gay, or did you just surmise that?
You know.
Tell me a little bit about him. What's the story?
Do you know what? He sort of has your build, right? But
athlete?
Yes, he has your athletic physique, but he also had quite the tan. He had like grey hair. He wore sequin jackets.
Oh, that's because it just sounds like me.
Yeah. He wore sequin jackets with like big shiny shoes and stuff. Met him one of the first gigs, and he goes, "Darling, my name's Christmas, but my friends call me Noel." And he goes, and by the way, hold on, I should set this up better. Someone introduced me to him and goes, "Oh, this is my friend." And I literally just said to him, I was like, "All right, what's your name?" Just being polite, that's all it was. All I said was, "What's your name?" And he goes, "Darling, my name is Christmas, but my friends called me Noel. I was the Eurovision songwriter for Ireland in 2016. I'm writing next year's winner right now. Do you want to know the best place you pulled off in Dubai?" In one sentence. And I literally just asked what your name was. Now, best part is, he came to another gig 2 nights later, and I'd seen him again. And I went, "All right, how's it going, buddy?" And he went, "Darling, I don't believe we've met before. My name's Christmas, but my friends call me Noel. I wrote the Eurovision song in 2016. I'm writing next from John of the Best Biscuit Puzzle." He literally said it for a bit, and I went, "I met you the other night." And he goes, "Did you?"
In that place you told me was the best place to buy to get pulled.
So yeah, he also had a little friend with him who looked bought. You know, like a little guy friend that looked like he was being trafficked from a foreign country.
Did he have feared eyes? Like,
Joey didn't, but he also might have been on some sort of substances, so he might have just been numb to the whole thing.
that guy's just subdued him with
Hammered him.
Yeah.
Wow. But look, lovely bloke.
Can I ask, did Christmas tell you where the best place to get pulled off is? Because, I mean, I would like to know, just out of curiosity.
No,
I'll never be there, but I want to know.
I didn't inquire in case he just went, "My hand, darling." You know what I mean?
Because then you'd have to just get it.
Yeah, if he just went, "Right here, right now." But yeah, did a gig on a roof, 500 feet up in the air.
Wouldn't like that.
In Aurora.
Were you inside or outside?
Outside.
Nope.
And there's a big pool behind you. And you know that I fell off the stage in Newry many years ago.
No, that's me. I'm going to come now because that's made my butthole really tense.
Dude, when I gig, I move about a little bit. Like I do a wee dance here and there. Like I'm at fucking use the stage or whatever. I was like a statue. I was gigging like, just like, because you were afraid to fall in the water.
I would have got brought on, like, you know, somebody who like is like an old war veteran in a wheelchair, and then like, they're doing a speech to celebrate the centenary of the end of the First World War. Can you lift them up to the stand so you can say something? I'd be like, "Listen, you need to wave me on. I can't move because I get terrified of heights. I couldn't have done it.
Yeah, it was an experience, and there was a part of me that was going, how great would the clip be for TikTok if I fell in this water right now?
How far was the water down?
Oh, well, the water is like it's like a swimming pool on the roof.
Okay. I thought you meant there was a drop into it.
Oh God, no, you're not getting back up if you drop. Like, but this was like just a normal pool behind you. But like, if you would have fell in during the gig, it would have made a good clip. Like, but I was like,
do you know what, man?
I know you don't need that in your life.
That's a bad mindset.
It is a bad mindset.
See people nowadays.
It is, but that's what I was thinking.
You know, but some people are like, I thought you were going to.
There's people who would have purposely jumped in the water to get the clip.
I thought you were thinking what I would be thinking would be like, if I wanted, I could just jump off this.
Oh, that as well.
Yeah, I get that real bad. Oh, that's why I take myself away in case my control of my brain just doesn't work, and I go, wee.
Well, there was a bit of me that was like, how great would it be just jump in the water after I do the gig. I had a great gig as well. But yeah.
You should have just put Genuine Pony on your thing and just dumped in like. Nah, you know what? That is just. I think that's a problem with the world today, man. People rather than, like, we're talking again about life flying by.
Yeah,
life going by. Live the moment. Don't do it for the internet.
I know.
As we record
for the internet,
a video podcast.
Yeah,
going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't do it for the clip. Don't whatever.
But yeah, that was fun. And then I met another local comedian out there who has gigged over here before. And when I met them, it's a female act, and she's like quite cutesy and stuff. And she's like, you know, little small sort of cute girl.
Like normal sized woman, or?
Oh, like an adult woman.
Right, okay. I thought she might have had some sort of deformity about her.
But, and yeah, she's from India. And when she found out I was Northern Irish and I was talking to her, she went, "Oh, up a ra." And I went, "What?" And that's why she did it. She held up a wee peace sign with her hands. And I went, "What did you say?" She went, "Up a ra." And I went, "Are you saying up the ra?" And she goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "The last Northern Irish comedian I met told me it was how to greet people." So one of our boys have really mugged her off.
And can you name who it was?
No, I don't know. I don't know if it was like someone who lives in England. There's like, but like,
yeah, that is funny.
But imagine me get over a gig in the Middle East being like, "Taliban."
Yeah.
"Taliban."
Or Sri Lanka, big up the Tamil Tigers.
Yeah. That's also me comparing the Taliban to the IRA there. I don't know if they're one and the same thing, but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're both terrorist organizations.
Yeah, sure.
They're both terrorist organizations.
Big terrorists.
Listen,
but, yeah.
that's it. So you're glad to be back. You settled back in. You having any sort of post-trip withdrawal? Are you looking to get back out again?
No, I'm happy to be back. I'm.
You know what? You are a guy who is
worldwide, mate.
you know, but that's the thing. You have the potential of the world at your feet. Would that be something now you'd be more interested in doing similar type tours in other countries around the world?
See, now that I've done, I'll say this about the gigs, right? And this isn't a funny story or anything. It's just being 100% genuine. I learned so much from that 10 days in comedy than I've learned in a long time. And I feel like it was a great experience for me to like play the different audiences, play the audiences that aren't just from here, aren't just from Ireland or England, people who are from India, people whose second language is English, people who find it difficult to understand. Making them laugh was like so rewarding to be like, oh, I'm not just funny in fucking Lavery's in Belfast. Like, I'm able to fucking go outside of that and make it. And like, it was also, I haven't been as nervous and shit myself for a gig in a long time as the first one out there. Cause you're going, what the fuck I do here? You know what I mean? But then once I got the first and second one over me, I was starting to like kill really well, and I was headlining. I was fucking doing great. So yeah, it was a great learning curve, and I'd recommend if any comedians are ever offered it to definitely do it, because you'll learn a lot from it. But I would absolutely do like now if I was ever offered like something in Europe, something in the UK again, wherever, I'd do it. Like,
that sounds good, because I do think sometimes I think we put too much praise, I feel, on the scene here.
Yeah,
I think we're like, this is so great, when it's like you need to be going elsewhere and doing well, because you become complacent. I do think that's creeping into a lot of the scene.
It probably was happening to me too, to an extent. Like I when you're always gigging here, you're always trying to appease the audience here as well. So you are doing stuff about like, oh, what about people from Tyrone? What about people who go to Enniskillen? And you're doing like a bit of that. But when you go out to these other gigs, you have to just drop all that and actually just be like, what is funny and what is global and can people understand and stuff like that. So yeah, that was one of the big takeaways from it, was just like being able to work a different room of different people.
Do you feel like it's lit a fire in you?
A little bit. When I came back and did that Buncrana gig, I just felt more like comfortable and confident on stage. I was like, oh, fucking, like, this is just a home crowd basically now. Like, if I can do, but then, oh man, when you're gigging to these international audiences, like, people make fun of my accent or the way I talk or whatever all the fucking time, because I'm trying not to sound like a smacked out West Belfast fucking, not there's anything wrong with that, but I just want people to understand what I'm saying. That's all it is. I don't want people to think I'm going too fast or whatever. But anyhow, when you're out there, you have to be really slow and you have to explain really. So if you were like doing one of your bits, you'd have to be like, I am a father to 2 children. The worst part about being a father to 2 children, you have to literally spell it out and like go really slow for them. So you feel like a bit of a kids TV presenter, like being, you know what I mean? It's weird. Yeah. But what I learned is when I did that, I was getting laughs in places I wasn't getting laughs in, because I was really slowing it down. So like stuff that would just get glazed over, like in a normal gig, was getting like big laughs. I was like, fuck that, actually, when I slow down, that gets a good reaction, So yeah, it was just real interesting learning experience. The local comedians out there were real friendly. They were real nice. Their scene's a bit weird. Like they're basically all open micers. Like no one gets paid out there.
Yeah.
Like it's very strange. Like that run of gigs I did is like one of the few comedy clubs they have that actually pay them. It's weird. Yeah. Strange. But enjoyable nonetheless.
It's all very exciting. Well, we're going to let you go, so you go to bed. But there's been some questions from the patrons. If you guys want to ask questions on the podcast, you get yourself over to patreon.com/SLY podcast to ask questions for whichever guests we have on the show. And there's a few in for you. I'll go for Declan. In fact,
Decker.
I'll actually jump ahead. I'll go for John Joe first of all.
John Joe
has asked, who was the longest in the shower at the match? As in, who was the biggest penis at the Premier League versus the team of the 11?
Did the boys all get the dicks out?
A few of the guys did, but I don't know who had the biggest dick. So
yeah, you're not like looking for it.
No, because actually the showers are offensively around the corner. It's like you couldn't even be getting changed going. So I don't know, John Joe, sorry mate, hope you're well. Declan's come at us with several questions here, and I think he's utilised our favourite pastime, ChatGPT. He said, "Hello, Dave. I know you and AB enjoy some ChatGPT crack. I asked it for a question that I can ask you, and here's what it gave me. A good question to ask Dave Elliott, who is known for his sharp wit, Northern Irish perspective, and often self-deprecating humour, might strike a balance between personal insight and comedic depth. Here's a suggestion. How has being a dad changed the way you write or perform comedy, especially in a place like Northern Ireland where the humour can be very dark or very dry?" This taps into his personal life. He's talked about fatherhood and his routines, the regional flavour of Northern Irish comedy, and the evolution of his craft, whilst giving him room to be funny or reflective. Would you like something edgier, funnier, or more serious?
That's quite the in-depth question. What is the question? He's just how is having a...
Yeah, but I'll go
pitch
back
or
because he's given the funnier question.
Great.
Which is, how often do you pretend a gig ran late just to avoid bedtime with the kids?
That's good, that
I
one.
mean, yeah, but you know what I would say, honestly? Never.
Yeah,
I do the bedtime first and then go to the gigs, you know?
nice.
Do you want the edgier one?
Yes.
What's the most offensive joke you've told that actually got a cheer in Northern Ireland, and did your ma hear it?
Depends how you define offensive. Like, none of us are up there dropping any sort of slur or saying any sort of...
I mean,
We're not making any political comments to be like, well, oh, sorry, I have one. I remember doing a lighthearted... I feel like we're going to get in trouble saying this. I used to do a joke that included the words Bobby Sands in it, and my family rightfully took me aside and went, "Here, probably shouldn't be saying that because you're from West Belfast." And the joke wasn't aimed at him, by the way. It wasn't like anything bad about it because I wouldn't do that. But yeah, that was all. I remembered that happened one time. So no more of that for me. And there's one I would love to do because there's a Bobby Sands burger bar out in Iran, maybe, or there's one. They have a ball. It's somewhere in the Middle East, I think. You can look this up. There's a Bobby Sands burger bar, and they do it not out of disrespect but respect, because it's the like it's something to do against the English. Like it's the like fuck you England type thing. Like, so it has all heroes from the anti-English heroes or whatever. But then I would do a joke like, oh, what else have they got out there? Like, the fucking 9/11 Lego store and the Anne Frank drum kit fucking store, like all these different things. The Jewish showerhead factory, just like all these. Well, I'm just saying that's fucking,
But no, I don't know. I think what the problem is, a lot of time people hear you say a word
and get
and
triggered.
get offended before you've said the joke. Like, yes, the joke that I remember saying that caused the most offense and caused a whole big thing online was I was what was known as in my days a bit of a handful, or in today's terms, autistic. That was the joke, and I think obviously I've changed it to ADHD now to downplay it a bit, but I think that like people were saying that I was making fun of autism when actually, you'll know yourself, the joke in it was about the fact that when we were growing up there was no labels. You were just told,
there's no diagnosis
he's
back
a bit
then.
of a handful. Now I'm sure a lot of us probably do have conditions that just weren't diagnosed because of the times.
Yeah.
But that was the gist of the joke, was like, isn't it mad that we were just... And then that caused the whole big thing on Twitter. People were saying I was encouraging people to attack people with autism. Not Down syndrome, I don't know why. That's it. It's in there, but Freudian slip. But I also remember once I felt bad. I made a joke about someone called me fat on stage, and I was like, I said something like about your ma, something like that, because every time I buck your ma, she feeds me. And he's like, my mom's dead. And I was like, yeah, no, your mom's dead because they had to phone the fire brigade to get her cut off the end of my dick when she choked on it, And I remember saying that, and then being like, the mom's not really dead. And lo and behold, one of the friends came up and was like, yeah, his mom is actually dead. And instead of just going, oh, I'm sorry, I went, yeah, no, because that's... And they did like that, and that was offensive. But again, that was when I started out, and I think I went too far. So obviously that first part of it's very hacky, but I thought it was quite creative on the feet to say that they had the phone fire brigade and get the
It was descriptive.
Yeah. You know what's not something we do anymore at all. And Declan's got a more serious question too.
Okay, Declan.
Do you ever feel pressure to soften your comedy for wider audiences? This is probably good to you. And do you ever feel the pressure to soften your comedy for wider audiences, or do you think there's power in staying true to that unapologetic Northern Irish voice?
It's so difficult. It's like, you can't make everybody happy, because see, if you do go the softer, like more generic route, people here go, who gives a fuck about what you're talking about? Talk about fucking the pleasure boys at Devonish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then if you do whatever here, it's funny because it's local. You're like, what do you all want? You know what I mean? Like, you can't appease everybody. I just do what I think's funny and makes me laugh.
You know
And
what I also think? I think people overanalyze stuff.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know what? You're a comedian. Your goal is to try and make people laugh and have a good time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's it. See, these people are like, you need to do this, you need that. This isn't funny. This isn't funny. I'm like, get a life.
Yeah.
Do you mean get a fucking life? Who
But
cares?
it's all just
We're
trolls online.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
you know what? At the end of the day, who gives a you know, like, this is the way I look at it genuinely. At the end of the day, we're out there trying to earn a good, honest living by making people have a good time. Is that a sin?
Yeah.
Is that a sin?
Exactly.
That I want to look after my children? Is that a bad thing?
Pay the
Here's the thing.
mortgage.
See, if it didn't work out, go and get another job. Because that's at the main day. I know I'm very fortunate to do what I do. I enjoy doing what I do. And I'm grateful every day to be above ground. I'm grateful to have a happy and healthy family.
Absolutely. As long as we're making people laugh, that's what it's all about.
And you know what? Making people happy. I'm sorry. Neil says, no, Neil is making a presumptive statement about you here, so just bear with us.
Jesus.
Neil says, Aaron seems like a man who would enjoy Eurovision. Did either of you watch it? Me and my partner love it, but I feel like politics have killed a bit of it in the last couple of years.
I only watch it if it's convenient for me to watch it. So I was in Dubai at the time when it was happening.
Why didn't you watch it with Christmas? I'm sure he would have a stream.
I hadn't discovered Christmas had just come back from the Eurovision. That's what and I think that's what was on his mind. But yeah, so I didn't watch it then because there was no real way to stream it or watch it out there. But I would only ever watch it if I'm like happen to be in that nice and it's on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
I remember watching Tenerife last year with Big Brian because we were in Tenerife that time, and we were just watching it in the bar there.
man, I like it.
My favorite part's the results.
No, we did a live show with Psychic Glenn.
Oh, many a moon ago, yeah.
For Eurovision, and I feel like he was a wee bit nervous or something. I would have been really lit if he had just been like himself. I think that was one of the first kind of live things he did.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could have been a real fun event, but you need to kill all commentary on it.
Yeah.
We need to do alternative commentary, commentating over Graham Norton, who's hilarious.
Yes.
You know, it didn't work. So I think but you would need to hear what he says in the ear so you know who's who and what they're doing and everything, you know. But it could be a lot of fun. And Glenn, if you're listening, love you. Dean says, lads, Butler, welcome back.
Thanks, Dave.
Is Dubai all it's cracked up to be?
Do you know what Dubai is? Quite fake. And when I say, like,
I'm feeling it.
the place, and also every person you have a conversation with, you feel like this person's just bullshitting. Like, they all just feel like they're trying to one up each other to be like, look how great I am. Like, I remember chatting to someone who was all like, oh yeah, you know, I have like this Porsche and I have this blah blah blah. And then like a minute later he was like, yeah, I might move back to England and do like, you know, Amazon delivery or something. And I was like,
yeah, but that's exactly what the problem is. You know what I mean? That's the problem with the world.
it's mad. It's just full of it's just odd. But there are some good legit people out there too. Like,
But it's like, you know, it's like that social media thing. Everything's for the social media.
yes.
And then ultimately the people who I find post all the like, look how happy you are the ones who are looking for people to like back them up to be like, you are happy, when really they maybe aren't inside. Is that deep?
There's something a wee bit fucked up about it. Like,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed most of the people I met out there. They were all nice folk.
You see folk from here go to there to live and talk balls about their business and Instagrammable lifestyles and how successful they are. It's not for me. I must say, Dean and Paul, brother Paul, two great guys. I think we're on very similar wavelengths.
Everyone's a consultant out there. Everyone's in talent acquisition out there. And what does that even mean?
Going on the pool, isn't it?
They just have these obscure generic terms for like just BS. And
There's so much of that shit now, isn't there? The people just make these fake names. People fall for it and then buy their program and they're just like, you know, but you see a lot of those. I think they prey on vulnerable people who just need a bit of a pep talk. And
yes,
and then they bad and they're like, yeah, I do feel better. I haven't done this course. You know why? Because otherwise you're just sitting in your arse doing fuck all, feeling sad. But now you've got a bit more purpose and you do naturally feel better. Also, people wearing Leavers hoodies years after leaving school are absolute ball bags. Thoughts on this?
I don't know. I think that's funny. I think it's funny if you wear a Lever hoodie, it isn't from your school. Like that's something. Like I was walking through Queens doing a gig last year, and they had like Queens 23 or whatever. I was like, imagine I just bought that now and just like rock.
should.
I went to Queens.
Yeah.
Why can't I represent it in the year 2023?
Yeah.
You know. But so I might still do that. Who knows? But no. I think it depends. Like, here's the thing. It's sad if it doesn't fit you anymore and you're still wearing it, and it's sort of like a wee belly top. You know what I mean?
That is a bit sad, isn't it?
But if it still fits you, if it's still in good nick, and it's just a wee comfortable hoodie or whatever you wear for day to day, I think it's all right.
Nah, man. I think you just wear it in your holidays, or you wear it in your house, and that's it.
Really?
You don't get it. You don't go.
Do you know even where do you do your shop in Tesco's or whatever?
No, you know what, man? I don't have any respect for my university.
Okay.
I don't have any affiliate.
Oh, was your university?
I don't know what it's called. Ulster University now. It was the University of Ulster. I went to
Ulster University.
but I don't have fond memories of it. I don't have
J-Town?
fond memories. Yep, didn't enjoy it.
J-Town was what you
I
went.
wish, yeah,
That's what you
but I just felt like it was a weird. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do in life, and I feel like the only thing it's given me is appreciation of other things and debt. Yeah,
Although you've bound to have cleared your uni debt by now, surely. You don't even know. Comes off my taxes every year, makes me sad. And it was getting to this born chat, by the way. But for me, not for you, you were doing great.
I love it.
It was about they put the interest rate on the student loan up the other year, and I just am going to be paying it for another 10 years or something.
That's dirty bastard.
It is dirty back because I was en route to paying it off really soon.
That's dirty bastard. Emma says, if you had free reign over a show, event, movie, or comedy show, what would your dream be to host or to put on or to be involved in?
Oh, I mean, I've always had the dream of wanting to be the host of Saturday Night Live. Now, that'll never happen, but you can dream.
Yeah. You know what, though? I would like to...
It's just a legacy thing.
I just want to win awards now.
Okay. The funniest part of that sentence is just...
Yeah.
I just want to win awards now.
It's what it is.
You know what I mean? As if it's just a casual thing. Yeah. I mean, we'd all love to just win some awards, I think.
But you know what, though? Like, obviously, Blue Lights won Best Drama.
Yeah.
On a BAFTA. It's made it seem very, like, this something you'd never imagine doing. You could write something. I'd love to write a comedy or acting something and win a BAFTA now. I think seeing that was cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to win, been nominated for a couple of podcast awards for the old Daddy What's a Podcast. I'd love to win those. You know why? Because then I could hold them up and call myself a champion. But you know what I wouldn't do? Change my bio on social media to award-winning comedian. Because you know what that is? Pathetic.
That's not great. Like,
Pathetic.
yeah.
Because you know what awards are? All smoke and mirrors, aren't they?
Well, you just said you want to win.
Yeah. But I want to prove. I'm like John Cena. What's to ruin wrestling? I just want to win awards and collect them. I want to put them up on shelves and go, but they don't matter.
Yeah. It depends on the prestige of the award, isn't it? Like, like if you win the fucking,
Oscar.
If you win the fucking McEnany's comedy competition, open mic night, fucking, it's not that good. And you then put on your profile award-winning comedian. A little bit weird. But if you win, like, the Mark Twain prize...
I'll add it to my list.
Yeah.
I just want to win at the minute. IMROs, BAFTAs, and now the Mark Twain Award. That's all I want.
Do you know who the last comedian to win the Mark Twain was? Bill Burr? Not Bill Burr. Has he won it? He might have.
There was one. Who's the last one on the...
Last one to win was Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien?
He's my hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I inspired to be him. Like,
there's a lot of people I think in comedy. I find I go off a lot of people.
Oh yeah?
Like there's comedians that I would have liked and I go, now I'm like, oh, they annoy me so much.
I guess, yeah, you go through those phases, don't you?
And I feel like you just get, like people get on, I don't like all these big money comedians now, that's all it's about, money and the fucking touring, and like getting camera crews everywhere. They go, shut up. Just be funny and have a nice time.
That's what's great about Conan. He's not like that.
But you know what?
Like
see, when I win my awards, I'll put them there and I'll be that. In fact, I'll leave them in my office.
Yeah.
I'll get a fake one.
Yeah.
There.
I love how you're planning on winning a load of awards.
I'm just going to be an awards guy now. You know what I mean? See all these people that are like, oh, they're out here doing this and that. I want to win awards.
What year are you winning this first award in?
I don't know, but people say manifestation. So clip this when I win my awards.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and then you know what we'll do? We'll have an awards podcast. I'll come in and you'll be my guest and I'll talk you through the awards that I win.
Well, look, whatever today's date is, I think every year we do a podcast on this date and we call it the award podcast and we do an update on all the awards.
Yeah, because you know what? The 2 awards
Yeah.
I would last 2 things got medals for. Marathon, mate. You know where they are?
Where?
In my wardrobe, top. Yeah, just stuck away.
Now, those aren't so much awards as participation trophies.
No, I won the award for the best baker at the Boozy Bake Off.
Okay, now to be fair, that is an award. I can't take that away from you.
Yeah. But you know what? It's poultry. I want a proper award, not poultry. Poultry.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to win an IMRO. That's I feel like an award that I want to
That's the radio one.
Yeah, no, I do feel a bit of
What's it stand for? No.
Irish Media and Radio something, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to win one of them.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've been close to winning awards before.
Yeah.
I was nominated for the best short in the Broadcast Digital Awards.
So you're getting close.
I got nominated for the best new writer at an awards as well. Great years back.
Great.
Did I win? No. But you know what I got? I got myself to the table. And you know what I had? A wee taste. And you know what I thought now? I want more.
You won't be the head of the
So like people are like, what do you want? I want to win millions. I want to do the SSE. I want to play arenas around the world. I want to be a rock star comedian. This guy, recognition from my peers. That's all I want.
I've never been nominated for any awards, so you're already ahead of me.
But you don't want the awards.
Do I not?
No, I do now.
Oh, right.
But here, listen.
I want.
You know what? Your panel show
Could be an award-winning panel
listen,
show.
I want now that you have the man who's, you like the Guardians of the Galaxy, don't you?
I do, yeah. I don't know where this is going.
I'm the collector, mate. Except as like, the awards. That's all I want.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know what? Listen, see if anyone's out there knows what awards I can come and collect. Yeah, let me know. Here, I'm going to start collecting awards.
If anyone wants the award, Dave, make a trophy up, set up an organization.
No, it has to be a proper award.
But I think it could be a proper award.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm collecting awards and I'm coming for them.
Right, and we'll check in next year.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see all these awards, and we'll have a talk about it, and we'll talk about, all the prestige.
But listen, people say manifest, put it out there and see when I win awards. It'll be a great time.
Yeah, I will.
I take titles, I take belts as well. I'll collect belts, medals, cups, trophies, shields.
Yep. Yeah, those are all good things. Yeah, okay. Look, I can't wait to see the collection bit. I'm sure there's going to be loads in this place hanging on the wall.
But you know what? Come for you.
Oh, right, okay.
Awards.
That's seem more threatening if you just clip that on. So
yeah,
I'm going for it. But yeah, look, you're going to be one of the captains on my panel show. That's exciting.
Let me just check, right? Because I can't call myself BAFTA award winning yet.
Yeah.
Because I can call myself an actor in a BAFTA award
Associated.
No, an actor in a BAFTA award winning drama.
Okay.
What's it called? But I can't call myself a BAFTA champion. I've asked.
Okay.
Can I put that on my seat? And it's like, you know what? It wouldn't even count. It's like, when people, like, this is another thing I don't like comedy, is when people are like, I did a sold out venue, and it's not sold out. See, when I sell out a venue, that's my award. You know what? I'll make a sold out Ulster Hall award one day.
Yep.
Because I still haven't done it. I've been close, but I haven't done it.
Yep.
Okay. But people do a lot of that. There's smoke and mirrors in this business.
Smoke and mirrors all over the place, And
I'm going to ruin awards like John Cena's ruining wrestling.
Ruin the smoke and mirrors for people, mate. You know what I mean? Exposed, do a whole thing.
And then, like, people from here have won Oscars for the best short film.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So what? I don't have, the Oscars aren't on my awards hit list yet.
Not yet, but they're going to get there, yeah.
There's no comedy awards. See, I think that's maybe the easiest route. You could maybe get away with writing a one-off decent comedy.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm writing like a
artsy short film.
BAFTA award, or like a BAFTA drama.
I know.
Or a best film. I'm not going to...
Is there comedy awards, though?
No, not on the Oscars.
Oh, I thought you meant in general. There was like a comedy award.
Like there are, like Chortland, the festival of the Fringe and all.
You don't see it televised or anything.
And you know what? I don't do the festival either, so...
Fringe, you mean?
Yeah. So I'll not be... But then they're all fake too, because they're already awarded before you go.
Fuck the Fringe, yeah.
But you know what? Any other awards? Go.
Yeah, all of them. Sports day medals for the kids. Fucking...
See, that's the thing too. Holly's so good at her bloody dancing. She wins bastard awards all the time. And speaking of her dancing, oh man... We got pulled because we were throwing shade on Nick Mac last time.
Who pulled us?
Holly's dance teacher was listening to it and heard us. So listen, all I'm saying is knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a better seat. It's not fun to sit there for too long.
Ruth, sweetie, baby, come on now. You know what I mean?
And then another thing, I had to go and help Holly one day with her dancing to do a wee bit of like acrobats stuff. That's all cool. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice father-daughter moment.
Yeah.
Our dance teacher says Dave takes it very seriously, pushed her very hard. You know what? I thought I was pretty chill.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't want? Her swinging her legs, doing cartwheels and kicking other kids. I'm sorry, health and safety matters. You know what? But you know what? I'll come for ballet awards too.
I would love to see you win some dance awards. I think that's next on your hit list. Knick-knack. You should win a knick-knack.
Imagine.
I don't think there is a cutoff for knick-knack though, is there? Like, you could be an adult dancer, I think.
A stripper?
No, not a stripper. No. I mean, just like as an adult, you can dance.
No, I don't know. I don't know if I think
Here, we should enter knick-knack next year as a duo dance team and just
like all the dancers there are really good. And really,
yeah. So imagine how
train
funny it'll be
them
when me and you show up in leotards and fucking.
But then I'll have to win because then I collect awards and it'll be so awkward for me.
Yeah, that's true when we win.
So
yeah, there's the categories are fitness and exercise, street dance, creative movement, acrobatic dance, classical ballet, or anything goes.
I don't think there's too many fitness dancing. I think we go on there with a
routine, a fitness
routine.
routine.
We might. What is the age limit though?
I don't think there is one.
There is, because there's age categories, so it might be like 10 and over and all.
Yeah, so if it was X Factor, we'd be like the over 25s or something.
Over 30, over fucking 40 soon for me, mate.
Listen, it's fine though. We enter the fucking. Imagine how funny it'd be your daughters have to watch you dance.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, for 17 hours or whatever.
They get raging having to sit there and wait on you and all.
Yeah.
You're like, how do you like it?
But then you know what I might do with my awards? Start being like Jose Mourinho. I just give them to people.
Is that what he done?
Yeah, I did that actually at the football. I gave him a shirt to the wee boy.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
He goes, can I have your gloves, mate? And I'm like, no, I actually like these gloves.
Yeah.
So I got a shirt because Shane ordered me the wrong size and spelled my name wrong in the back. There you go, mate. Enjoy it. Would you believe that?
That's mad that he did that. I swear that's crazy. Yeah.
But listen, we need to go home.
Yeah. I've got bed to go to. And
I've work to do actually because I have to get something written for the opportunity to win awards, man.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
You listen, next year.
The award podcast next year.
You could be in for the best new
radio
show.
Radio
and Imro too.
Yeah. Here, it's going to be an exciting year ahead. Panel shows are coming, folks. September, October. Tickets are going to get available. Davey's going to be team captain. It's going to be.
And then I'd call myself an award winner if we win that, can't I?
You can call yourself an award.
Because if you want to win, you'll have to bring me because I'm the awards. Good luck charm.
Listen, absolutely. You'll be there every step of the way. Sure, I brought you to the panel show, didn't I? Fucking you and me.
But and then what happened when you brought me on board? You get the award of series, man.
Yeah.
I'm involved, you get awards.
That's why we like having Davey.
Mr. B, as always. It's been a pleasure.
Namaste.
You have anything to promote? Nah, just positive vibes?
Yeah, just on Butler online. That's where I'm doing stuff. Tickets, show hopefully getting announced sometime over the summer. The panel show is going to be happening September, October time. Tickets will be on my social media for that later on in the year. That's all really. Apart from that, Joe, I want to promote positive vibes. Up a
I'm the sly guy.